Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we take your sources and, well, we really try to extract the most important insights. Today, we are digging into a real cornerstone, Stephen R. Covey's classic, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Yeah.
And our mission for you, the learner, is to get past just the summary points. We want to unpack the core principles here, explore not just what it says, but, why these habits promise this path to lasting success. Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, it's amazing how this book has stayed relevant, isn't it? It's had such a huge impact. And I think the key is its central idea. It's not about quick fixes, not at all. It really argues that true effectiveness, personally, professionally, it comes from adopting these fundamental qualities inside. It changes how you operate from the core.
Absolutely, and that's what we'll focus on in this deep dive, these 7 sort of distinct qualities. Covey says they can really elevate your impacts, and like you said, they're not just tips, they're habits designed for sustainable internal change.
Exactly. Moving beyond just like ticking boxes or immediate achievements to real long-term impact, balanced people.
Okay, so let's jump right into the first one. Habit 1, be proactive. This one really sets the stage, doesn't it?
It totally does. It's often simplified, like you said earlier, to just take initiative.
Right.
But it's deeper. Covey talks about taking responsibility for your life. You're the driver, not a passenger reacting to circumstances.
So it's about understanding you have a choice in how you respond, rather than just being dictated by events.
Precisely. It's about focusing your energy on what you can influence your circle of influence, rather than just worrying about everything else, your circle of concern. What's fascinating here is how this underpins everything else. It's about personal agency. Without this, the other habits don't really take root.
Okay, so you establish that agency with be proactive. But agency directed. Where? That seems to lead straight into habit 2. Begin with the end in mind. And this isn't just standard goal setting, is it? Feels, I don't know, bigger than that.
It really is much bigger. If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's about vision. What do you want your life to stand for? It means having a clear destination based on your core values, your principles, like crafting a personal mission statement.
Oh, okay, so it guides your choices.
Exactly. It ensures your actions, day to day, are actually aligned with where you ultimately want to end up. It gives you direction, make sure you're, climbing the right ladder.
Which makes perfect sense then for habit 3.
Yeah.
Put first things first. So you know where you're going. Now you need to prioritize the steps.
Yes. And this is where the practical application really hits home for many people. It's about managing yourself, not just your time.
Right, the focus on effectiveness, not just busyness. Covey's time matrix comes in here, doesn't it? Urgent versus important.
It does. It's about consciously choosing to spend time on things that are important, even if they aren't necessarily urgent, the famous quadrant 2 activities. Things like relationship building, long-term planning, preparation, self-renewal, the stuff that often gets pushed aside by the tyranny of the urgent.
Yeah, the daily fires.
Exactly. This habit is about distinguishing that busy work from truly impactful activities. It raises an important question, though.
Which is?
How do we actually do that consistently? How do we resist the pull of the urgent and stay focused on the important? That's the real challenge.
It really is. Okay, so these first 3 habits, proactive, end in mind, first things first, they seem very focused on the self, on personal mastery, building from the inside out.
That's a great way to put it. They establish your independence, your self-governance.
But of course, we don't live in a vacuum. We interact with people. So here's where it gets really interesting, I think, as we move into the habits about relationships and collaboration.
Right, the shift towards interdependence.
Starting with habit 4, think win-win. This idea of cooperation, seeking mutual benefit. It sounds lovely, but maybe a bit idealistic for the real world sometimes.
Well, Covey presents it not just as being nice, but as a character-based approach. It's a mindset, a philosophy for human interaction. It's about believing there's plenty for everybody, moving away from a scarcity or competitive win-lose mentality.
So it's not just compromise, like splitting the difference.
Not necessarily. Sometimes it is, but ideally it's about searching for a third alternative, a solution that's actually better than what either party initially proposed. It requires both courage and consideration, crucial for strong, lasting relationships, personal and professional.
Okay, that makes sense. And building on that need for understanding in relationships, we get habit 5. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. This one sounds so simple on the surface. Just listen first. But wow, is it hard to actually practice?
Oh, absolutely. It's probably the habit people think they do, but often don't. What's fascinating here is the emphasis on empathetic listening. It's not just waiting for your turn to talk, it's really trying to see the world from the other person's perspective, to feel what they're feeling before you even think about presenting your own case.
And we usually do it the other way around, right? We're so focused on getting our point across.
Exactly. We diagnose before we prescribe, or we just jump in with our own story. Covey argues that this deep understanding has to come first. It builds trust, it clears up misunderstandings, and it's essential for any kind of effective problem solving or influence. It takes real humility.
Humility, yeah. And when you have that win-win approach from habit 4 and this deep understanding from habit 5, that leads naturally to habit 6, synergize.
Synergy, yes. This is where the magic can really happen, according to Covey.
Explain that a bit more. It's about teamwork, but more than just cooperation.
It is. It's about creative cooperation, the idea that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. 1 + 1 = 3 or 10 or 100. It happens when people truly value differences in perspective, experience, style, and leverage those differences to find solutions they couldn't have reached on their own.
So it's not about conforming, it's about using diversity.
Precisely. If we connect this to the bigger picture, synergy is where creativity and breakthrough solutions often emerge. It requires the previous habits, though you need trust from win-win, and understanding from seek first to understand to get there.
Okay, so we've covered personal effectiveness with habits 1, 2, 3, that effective collaboration with 4, 5, 6. We've built this effective person interacting effectively. What's left? What ties it all together and makes it last?
That brings us to the final habit, habit 7, sharpen the saw.
Right, the habit of renewal. This sounds like self-care, maybe.
It includes self-care, but it's framed as essential maintenance. It's about regularly investing in yourself across 4 key dimensions: physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual.
The physical is obvious. Exercise, nutrition, rest. Mental reading, learning, thinking. Social, emotional relationships, empathy, service. Spiritual values, meditation, nature, that kind of thing.
Exactly. The idea is that you are the asset. You need to maintain and enhance your own capacity to practice all the other 6 habits effectively. If you let your saw get dull, you become less effective no matter how hard you try.
So it's not selfish. It's actually necessary for sustained contribution.
That's the argument. Neglecting renewal leads to burnout. This habit ensures you have the energy, the insight, the balance to keep living the other habits. But it raises that important question again.
Making time for it.
Yeah. How do we consistently make time for sharpening the saw in our crazy busy lives? It's often the first thing to go when things get tough, but Covey says it's the very thing that enables everything else.
It's a powerful framework when you see them all interconnected like that. Not just a list, but a system.
Definitely. And the review we looked at really highlights the book's strengths, its practical behavioral focus. It gives you examples, exercises. It's not just theory.
Right, and its broad applicability, leadership, family, time management, whatever.
Exactly. It offers a real paradigm shift, a new way of thinking.
Now, the review did mention, and it's fair, that some parts can feel a bit dense, philosophical, maybe takes a bit of time to really absorb, especially first time through.
That's true. The language can be layered. It's not necessarily a light beach read.
But I kind of see that as a positive almost. It invites you to engage more deeply, maybe revisit it. It's not just surface level stuff. So thinking about all this, what does it really mean for you, the learner, wanting to apply these insights?
Well, I think the central conclusion from the review sums it up perfectly. The 7 habits isn't ultimately about just hitting goals or external success markers. It's profoundly about becoming an effective and balanced person from within. That's the core.
Inner effectiveness leading to outer success.
Yes. And what's fascinating here is the enduring relevance. The world has changed a lot since this was written, but these principles, they still feel incredibly powerful for navigating modern life, don't they? For finding both fulfillment and effectiveness.
They really do. Which brings us to maybe a final thought for you to consider. Covey champions this idea of inner effectiveness being the source of all external success. So what stands out to weigh you about building that effective self from the inside out? And perhaps how might you begin to sharpen your saw habit 7 in a new, maybe more intentional way starting this week?